Welcome back to another episode of WornOut Racing. I'm speaking to you from a very cluttered garage at the moment because I've been very busy with all kinds of different things. But in today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to build a budget catch can for less than £5, and I'll even do the justice of explaining to you why you should and what's the purpose of it. Right, now before I go into the reasons why you'd want to build your own catch can and the importance of having one, especially if you've got a turbo car, I'm going to take you into making the actual can itself. So what do I need? First up, you need an energy drink of your choice, and it helps if you've got a brother-in-law who's addicted to them. You need some steel wool. Doesn't really matter what type. This is just a combination one which has got 3 different grades in it, but you don't need a lot of it. You'll need 3 cable ties or thereabouts. Tool-wise, all you need is a decent sized step drill, a decent drill, and a pair of scissors. That's pretty much it. Okay, so step 1. You have bought and now potentially drank your energy drink and are buzzing and ready to go. So the first thing you need to do is to remove the ring pull, because you don't need that bad boy in the way. Next thing you need is your step drill. You'll see this one goes up to 32 mil, so you need a decent sized one. Then you need to measure the outlet on your breather pipe to make sure you get the exact size that you need, because you're going to be drilling a hole in the top of your can. Right, it goes without saying, you need to be careful with this kind of thing, people. So you don't have to necessarily do it like this. This is your health warning straight away. So I already know how big my hole needs to go. So the trick with this is to get this up to a decent speed so it doesn't catch too much and you crush your can. There you go. So you need to get that actually worked out really well. So you just need to get the hole nice and round, and that is exactly the size hose that I need for my breather. Step 1, complete. Step 2, use a drill of your choice. You can use a step drill if you like to drill 3 very small breathing holes just in the top of the can. Done. Step 3, open your pack of wire wool. This stuff, would you believe it, is actually highly flammable. Who knew it? Steel wool. But either way, you're not going to be setting fire to it anytime soon if anything goes to plan. So you just need to pull it out and get it relatively thin. Now, this steel wool, I will explain to you now, goes inside this can. And the reason you put it inside this can is it kind of helps the hot fumes, I guess, to condense, turn back into some rather disgusting sludgy oil in the bottom of your can. But it also works as a bit of a baffle. So once it's in here, even if the can moves around or you're pulling some serious G's on track or around the road, it means your horrible oil isn't coming out the top of your can. Right, so get your previously mentioned scissors, and you need to cut this. There's no real fine art to it, I would say, but I was doing mine from experience in chunks about this big, because then what you can do is, you don't want to take it apart too much, you almost want to sort of ball it up, and you're putting in, and it is a little bit spiky, this stuff, so be a little bit careful. You can use scissors just to poke it in there down to the bottom. Now the reason I'm not just stuffing one massive piece in there is because at the end of this, your hose from your breather needs to come down, go down through the middle of all of this steel wool till about 3/4 of the way down. So if it's completely full of one big block, you're not going to be able to get the hose down there, and it's not going to work. So I'm going to finish doing a few more of these, and we'll come back to the completed bit in a minute. Done. Now you'll see I haven't completely rammed this full, because you still need to be able to get your hose in there in a minute, but you'll be able to see there's plenty of it in there just to work as a little bit of a baffle, like I said, in the condenser. So now you need your hose you're going to be using. Now this isn't the right size hose, because mine's still waiting to turn up, but the basis of this is, and I'll apologise now if anyone disagrees with this, but I would say really you want to get your hose about halfway down, because I would say if you ever let your catch can fill up much more than this, you probably haven't been checking it often enough. So there's a little bit of a fine art to this, because you kind of need to get it so it's got the wool all around it. Now you could always put this in and then stick a little bit more around there if you really wanted to, but assuming that you've cut your hole the right size, then your hose will fit in there nice and snug. And these 3 holes here are purely there just to release a little bit of pressure. So here's the engine bay of my Cinquecento Turbo, and if we zoom in here, this is where it's going. Now this bracket is actually off of my old catch can, and I will explain to you in a second why I'm not using that catch can and why I'm making my own one. But effectively all I've done is a couple of cable ties, because this weighs so little and it's not going to be under any massive amount of strain or pressure, but just find anywhere in your engine bay that you would consider to be safe. And like I said, you could probably knock up a bracket like this for next to nothing, and it doesn't have to be very strong at all. But I'm just going to repurpose this. So with the click of a fingers, and it's in. Now you will be able to see that it really doesn't move around very much at all. So I've got two cable ties holding it physically on, and I've got another cable tie around one of those cable ties to always hold it back, otherwise it just flops around a bit too much. But use your cable tie ingenuity and it'll be in there a treat. Now my breather then will run from here all the way around to there, straight in. Right, so that's all done, but it's probably worth explaining to you for anybody out there who doesn't actually realise this, and I will explain both, one, what the breather system's for, and two, why you would need a bigger can like this compared to the one I had before. So, the breather system on your car very much is just to relieve pressure within your engine. So as your engine pistons are going up and down and compressing that air, even the most precise engine in the world, some of that air is going to get past the pistons and in the bottom of your engine, and it's going to build up pressure. Now, on your average day-to-day drive, on your normal car, not a problem. The breather system that is in there is perfect. It just lets a little bit of that sort of fume and pressure back out into the inlet, back into your engine. No problem. When you've got a car like my Turbo behind me, which wasn't meant to have that, it's only got one breather on it, you need all the help you can get, because obviously there's going to be a lot more pressure in that system, which means you're going to get a lot more air past the piston rings and down into the bottom of the engine. So I was running this perfectly good catch can before, which I must have an obsession with drink cans, because it's got one of those on there. But if you can just see on there, the outlets or inlets for this are about 8-10 mil maximum. And obviously if you're running two of them, not such a bad thing, but these only have one breather on it, at least for the time being. I haven't got round to using one of my other rocket covers and getting some extra breathers and stuff put on them. So the whole point of it was that to go from that one small breather to be able to run a pipe to come off this, which is 20, about 18, 20 mil, to run straight from that into this is going to give it all the help it can get. So any pressure that's building up in there, hopefully, it's going to come out before it causes me any problems. Now, yes, there are definitely ones out there that you could buy, and they're probably a lot more expensive. This costs hardly anything. If you ever break it, it could be a temporary thing, but you could just go out and buy another can and build one for like £1.50, because you've already got most of the other stuff. So this one's definitely going to be on my car for the rolling road day, if nothing else. But if it works out well, it will stay in there, because it does the job. But I hope you found it useful. I really hope you found it informative. I would love to see if anybody actually bothers building one like this and puts it on their car, or we've already got one on there. Loads of stuff going on this side with the event and stuff. That's nearly there, but I'll save that for another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the videos and like them if you like it. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you want to see next. But until the next time, take it safe, and I'll see you soon.